Call to order the regular common council meeting, Monday, July 24th, 7:02 PM. Roll call.
Fry,
Here.
McIntyre, Candy Davis,
Yes.
Olson, Wellness,
Yes.
Paul Davis.
Yes.
Let's see, Olson and McIntyre are excused. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Confirmation of appropriate meeting notice.
Meeting was noticed on Friday, July 21st. Agenda is posted at the post office, library, and city hall.
And on the council acceptance of the agenda, I'd like to move that one item up, number 9, up to next, after the approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda with that move.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And that item is consider adoption of City of Edgerton Declaration recognizing Steve White. I'll read this if it's okay with everybody prior to it being motioned on.
Yes, please do.
Second that.
City of Edgerton Declaration recognizing Steve White. Whereas recognition is in order for Steve White for his quick reactions and reflexes in averting a dangerous and life-threatening situation on July 13th, 2017, when the dump truck he was driving lost the right side rear wheel, and whereas Steve White exhibited uncommon courage by keeping the truck with a full load of asphalt upright while traveling 65, 70 miles an hour on Interstate 39. And whereas tragedy was avoided because of Steve White's driving ability and experience that caused him to avoid a collision with a vehicle traveling beside him when the wheels came off. Whereas his skillful actions kept the dump truck from rolling, which could have created a major devastating chain reaction pileup with vehicles following behind his truck. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the City of Edgerton Common Council, on behalf of the entire City of Edgerton, hereby recognizes, honors, and thanks Steve White for his quick reactions during an unfortunate accident, and is thankful he and others were not injured.
I'll make a motion to, because you just read it. You didn't motion, right, Mayor?
We still need a motion to approve it.
I'm sorry, what?
Still need a motion to approve it.
Yep, okay. Motion to approve City of Edgerton Declaration recognizing Steve White.
A second.
Any discussion?
Excellent. Well, nice job. Were you, like, really scared?
Hearing none, all those in favor
Oh, I'm
signify by
sorry.
saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I thought that was our time for discussion. I'm sorry.
Keep the other guys in mind so they don't have that problem too.
Nice job.
Yes. To answer your question, you don't have time to be scared, or the best thing you can do is stay calm, stay with the wheel, stay in control, and do the best you can. It happened very quickly. You just do the best you can do, and I was just thankful that I was able to maintain the vehicle going straight until the last car just got by me before the rear end locked up. But it was just something that happened, you just do the best you can.
Were you alone?
Yeah, I was just, Dan Lee was behind me.
Wow.
He was more freaked out than that.
Wow.
It ended well, just no one, no fatalities, no other cars were tangled up with me, so I was just thankful for that.
This is an aside. We received a call from someone who was 2 cars back, and they saw the City of Edgerton truck and just called the City Hall and said, you have no idea what a job this guy did of keeping that truck on all of its wheels that were left. But he said it was he had 5 kids in his car.
Oh.
He was 2 cars back, so, that was quite something to think of what it could have been.
Thank you. Oh, that's scary thinking about it. And how nice of that person to take time out to call.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's people that stopped. A gentleman came up and who would call the state patrol, came up and got on the side of the truck, and asked me if I was okay, I said, shook a few cobwebs loose, but for the most
Yeah.
part, I've been, in good shape.
Oh,
But, you just keep your seatbelt on and you just try to maintain as much control as you can. And,
yeah, that's still not easy to do, so.
yeah, I actually didn't hit the brakes until I was looking back at traffic, so I tried to do the best, but that's once you start spinning around on the top, your fate has your path for you. So.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're here to talk about it.
Yeah, so am I.
Yes, thanks again, and thanks for coming down, and you can stick around for the rest. We just moved that up in case you wanted to leave.
Thanks,
Okay.
Steve.
Next item is personal appearances. Anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on anything that's not on the agenda? Okay, we'll move to the minutes from July 10th.
Motion to approve July 10th, 2017 council minutes.
Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Finance Committee.
I make a motion to approve bills and payroll in the amount of $150,046.54.
Second.
Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, roll call.
Wellnut,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Yes.
Motion passes.
I'll make a motion to approve a contract with Cedar for design and construction engineering for Henry Street Storm Sewer Repair Project.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Wellnut,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Sorry, there are no licenses. That's that one. Motion to approve city's RLF policy, revolving loan fund policy.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Wellnut,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the city revolving loan fund agreement with Reinhardt Taxidermy.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question. Due to the number of people we have in the city council here, if someone votes to abstain from this vote, what would happen with only 3 people actively voting, essentially? Would that still carry, would the motion still carry?
It counts as a no.
So it
But
still
the-
counts, it's
could-
still
It still
legitimate
counts.
vote.
It still, it counts as a no
But that's not,
vote.
yep.
But
Thank you
in
for-
terms of quorum
Not
and
meeting.
whatnot, you would,
It's a vote. We still have enough, right?
we have enough.
Yep.
It's a vote.
Yep, yeah.
And assuming hypothetically that out of the 4 people here, that 3 of them voted yes, assuming and hypothetically, is this, and 1 person abstained or voted no, that would still carry the motion through?
Yes, that's
Okay,
correct.
thank you.
And if
And if
2
it's 2-2?
voted?
Yep,
You'd be voted.
yep.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
How difficult do you want us to make your life, Chris? I'm just kidding.
I think we're going to see 4 opportunities coming up in a row
I
here.
know it, I know.
Nobody's gonna play that game.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second here. That's for the adoption of the resolution, isn't it?
Nope.
No?
Agreement.
No.
Number 5.
Oh, I'm way ahead already here. Okay, for the revolving loan fund agreement. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Wellnut,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Abstain.
Motion passes.
I had to ask, sorry.
That's okay.
I'll make a motion to adopt City Veteran Resolution 1817, approving a city revolving loan fund to Reinhardt Taxidermy.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Wellnut,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Abstain.
Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve state revolving loan fund agreement with Reinhardt Properties.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Walnuts,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Abstain.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Make a motion to adopt City of Edgerton Resolution 1717, approving a state revolving loan fund loan to Reinhardt Properties.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Walnuts,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Abstain.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Make a motion to approve an amendment to the public event package for the National Night Out, allowing the closing of IKI Drive, provided it is acceptable to IKI Manufacturing, otherwise restrict IKI Drive to no parking during the event.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Walnuts,
Yes.
Fry,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Motion passes.
I'll make a motion to move forward with putting additional electrical outlets in Central Park and have the Public Works staff work with Edgerton Electric to complete the project and to get with other city organizations to see what would be requested for them outlets.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Walnuts,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Yes.
Motion passes.
That's all I have for finance.
Thank you. Anything from personnel?
We met, was it Monday? I can't remember. Was it Thursday?
Monday.
Monday.
Thank you. We met last Monday night. And we started to go through 2016 year-end evals, as well as 2017 goals for all of the department heads. We got through all of the year-end evaluations, making some tweaks to the 2017 mid-year goals, and no action was taken on anything because we need to meet again to finish things up. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. Plan Commission, we've got one item here.
What? Yeah, I will. Motion to approve the second reading and adopt City of Edgerton Ordinance 17-08, rezoning the properties at 119 and 121 West Lawton from R2 to R4.
Second.
Any discussion?
Lawn Street Fishing Pond area, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis,
Yes.
Fry,
Abstain.
Walnuts,
Yes.
Motion passes. Anything from Parks?
Yeah, we had a very exciting meeting this last week. A couple different items here. First was we discussed improvements to the memorial at Veterans Park. It would be part of the Veterans Association, who are the ones coming forward with the project. Within that, we gave them approval to move forward with the plans, and they will be submitting them to Tom for his final review and approval. But essentially, no ownership rights nor will a lease be created for the Veterans Association to do this. It is going to just be a give to the city to improve the area in Central Park. So very excited for that. Next, we discussed the property boundary survey at Racetrack Park and the Conservation Club lease. We received the results of the survey, and they placed the property line where the city had stated they were all along, and that at this point we are looking into, there was a request by the Conservation Club for a modification to their lease, which currently our city attorney is looking into and will be submitting an opinion on in the future. Then finally we have, or actually not finally, but we have the Fish Pond Park. Kevin from the Conservation Club described the sign that he wished to have installed and the concrete work that would be going with it. We did approve some funding in the parks to cover any shortfalls they might have in their fundraising efforts to improve the sign, and there was some discussion about how the sign will be set up. With that is more information forthcoming. And then finally, Tree City USA designation. 4 volunteers stepped forward to be a part of this committee that we need to become a Tree City designated city, which is very exciting because that allows us in the future when we apply for grants to give us a step up in the process compared to other cities that would not have that sort of designation, and it also would result in a more robust ordinance for the community as far as how we manage the trees in our town, which from what I'm told by the DNR was already pretty much heads and shoulders above a lot of the surrounding communities. We will need, eventually, we will need to form a subcommittee to work on the designation, and we will be, Ramona, correct me if I'm wrong on this, we can work with the DNR in this regard.
Absolutely.
Okay. Other than that, no new news.
All right, thank you. Revolving Loan Fund Committee, I think we had a little of their action
Everything they
earlier
did.
here.
Yes.
Okay. Next item is to consider introducing and approving the first reading of City of Edgerton Ordinance 1710, amend Section 1917E, 9E, Tavern Dance Hall License and Noise Regulations to cross-reference noise regulations in other sections of the ordinance book.
I'll make a motion to do so.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Is this one we can waive a second reading on?
I have a question. Let's see. So noise ordinance, is this in response to anything that came up recently?
This was I'd say an ordinance cleanup. The chief requested that we have recognition that we have noise regulations in a couple sections. Some of them are land use related, others are not. So we have added the references. It was predicated on the ordinance that was adopted at the last meeting for the outdoor entertainment, outdoor beer gardens where there isn't beer. So if you remember that ordinance.
Yes, I do.
There were several sections that were referenced, and so this adds the cross-references into the other sections so that when the officers are enforcing, they know that exactly where to go to get all sections or all pieces of the regulation.
Okay. Thank you.
And I will, if I could, amend my motion to include that we waive the second reading
And adopt.
and adopt.
And I'll
Good with the second?
confirm my second.
Question, Ramona, looking at the modification, at least on my copy, it appears that there might be an error, Scrivener's error.
There's a dollar sign.
I think we should note for the record the correct section, and then we can move forward.
Probably a 4. I would guess so. That's the dollar sign on their
Keyboard, right there. We'll make that modification.
Okay.
With the correction then?
Yes.
Yep.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Wellman,
Yes.
Candy Davis,
Yes.
Paul Davis.
Yes.
Fry,
Yes.
Motion passes. Mayor, other persons and staff reports. Chief, you want to take the one there for August 1st?
Reminder, National Night Out, August 1st. Come out, see what's going on, meet the officers from the city and county. Other jurisdictions will be there also. Probably, possibly, still be needing volunteers like we would out here soon. And should be a good night.
What kind of volunteers do you need?
I don't have the exact, but there's food, there's games, there's too much going on, so we'll see where we
Okay.
spread out.
No, I have a question that it was initially a silly question I asked Mark, but now I'm really curious. Are you doing taser demonstrations?
Thanks for volunteering.
Speaking of volunteers,
Just tear gas and tasing.
Why isn't that
Like that Steven Seagal movie, right?
yeah, how come? What? You talking, that's me? Is that my name that you were pointing to?
No, I meant
I don't know why that, yeah.
I always said you were a tough cookie. Let's see if you can prove.
Someone's changed the order.
Yeah, someone's trying to be funny.
Hopefully the reporter's got it right then.
Yes.
Did you get all that?
Okay, it looked like Tobacco Days was much more successful than it seems like it's been in the last few years with a number of people in town, and crowds out at the park, so.
Oh, that was
I
fun.
think the parade was decent. From what I saw, but it was, was decent.
From what we saw, yeah.
After a certain float,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in all seriousness, I really commend you guys for coming up with that idea. I mean, putting that together, Candy and Mark, you were the two that worked on it, correct? Yep. Yeah, it was great, and I really encourage that we do that again for next year. I think people
Thanks.
appreciate it, too.
And they work so well together, too, so.
They do.
And I would also like to say, it's always good to see Toby, the tobacco worm, at the parades. And I hope we continue to see Mr. Toby throughout the future,
We'll
so.
have to see about that.
It's a lot of work, and I don't think, I've seen the last couple parades, the amount of work that is put into Toby, the tobacco worm. And a lot of people don't realize how much work is spent by Mark Wellness doing it, so.
You're here.
Between working on them and then all day at the park, what,
And all day at
Friday
the
and
park doing
Saturday,
rides, yeah.
Sunday?
And all I had to do was help find kids to sit in it, and that was a lot of work.
Once they found out Mark was on the float for the city, then somebody else was driving it, and
Yeah.
just filled it right up then. Anybody else have anything?
Nope. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.